I just wanted to go over a couple of problems on surface area of a rectangular prism with you. So we've spent some time using our area formulas for one-dimensional shapes, but now we're going to be taking a look at prisms, three-dimensional shapes, and we're going to be talking about how to find the surface area of these figures. So let's say the following problem is proposed. You want to wrap a gift box and do not want to waste any wrapping paper. How can we find how much wrapping paper is needed to cover the gift? So we have a rectangular prism here. If you think about a box in front of you, we know the top and the bottom are always the same area. The front and the back are the same, and the two sides are the same as well. So this is an example of figuring out the surface area to find the amount of wrapping paper that would be needed. So the surface area is defined as the sum of the area of all of the faces of a solid shape, and faces are just the sides of that shape. So in this example here, you're given the measurements of the gift box. We have 2 meters by 3 meters by 4 meters. And to find the surface area, we have to find the area of each rectangle that we see. So if you kind of picture opening up the box, and that's what that smaller diagram here is representing, here at the bottom, if you kind of open it up and think about the net and what it looks like all opened up, we know again that our two sides would be the same. Our bottom and top would be the same. And our front and back would be the same. Those areas are all going to be identical. So that's what it's kind of telling you here on the left-hand side. We have to solve for the front and the back. We know those are equal. Left and the right side rectangles, and the top and the bottom. So one method of doing that is kind of called the Y method. So if you take a look at the rectangular prism, any rectangular prism, you have this Y here in blue. And the 4 and the 3 and the 2 are representing the sides of that rectangular prism. So one way of calculating the area is to find the product of those pieces that make up the Y. So 4 times 2 gives us the 8. The 4 times 3 gives us the 12. And the 2 times 3 gives us the 6. Make sure you realize that those are also the areas of the sides of the rectangular prism. So for example, if we wanted to take a look at just this front piece here, we would have a length of 4 meters, and this side here is the same as this side. So that area is 8, so that's kind of represented in this piece of the Y. If we wanted to find the area of the side, we have a length of 3 and a width of 2, and that's where the 6 is coming from here. And if we wanted to find the area of the bottom or the top, because we know those are going to be the same, so let's take a look at this piece here. This has a length of 4 and a width of 3, and that's where that 12 comes from. So each piece of this Y diagram is representing another area of one of the sides of the rectangular prism. So our next step is to add up those numbers that we found in the Y diagram, the 12, the 8 plus the 6. Remember, those are each representing either the top or the bottom, the front or the back, and one of the two sides. So we know the other three sides are going to be exactly the same. So when you add up those areas that you just found, 8, 12, and 6, and you get 26, we know that the other three sides are going to have a sum of the areas that is equal to the same amount. So that's why we're doubling it to compensate for all 6 sides, and we're getting a final area of 52 meters squared. Okay, if we take a look at another shape here, we have a rectangular prism of sides of 6 centimeters, 37, and 21. So those are the numbers that we have in our Y diagram. Okay, keep in mind again that these areas here, these products we are getting by multiplying together the numbers in our Y diagram. So the 21 times 6 gives us the 126. The 6 times the 37 gives us the 222. and the 21 times the 37 gives us the 777. So again, each of these numbers, 126, 222, and 777, are representing the areas of 3 of the sides of the prism, 3 of the different sides. We know that the other 3 sides are going to measure exactly the same and have the same areas. So that's why at the end, at the last step, we double it. So first, again, we want to add together our 126, 777, and 222. We're going to take that sum and double it to give us the total surface area of this prism. Okay, if we take a look at another example, we have a rectangular prism of sides of 10, 6, and 8. So again, we can make that Y diagram, put in our sides of 10, 8, and 6, find the areas of those pairs of numbers. So 10 times 8 is 80, 6 times 8 is 48, and 10 times 6 is 60. We're going to add those 3 numbers up to get 188, and we're going to double them to compensate for the other 3 sides of the prism, and we have a total surface area of 376. Okay, so I'm hoping that those problems help you guys with the remainder of the classwork sheet that's attached in Edmodo. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't hesitate to ask. You can either refer to the problem number or take a screenshot and send it to me. We are probably going to be meeting at some point on Wednesday or Thursday through Zoom. So any other additional questions that you have, I can certainly answer at that point. All right. Have a good day, guys. Stay well, and I will talk to you and see you soon.